So, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is trying to do horror again. Is it successful? That's what we'll find out. Hello, welcome to Inter-America, New Mexico, the channel where we look at things of wonder from the perspectives of faith and reason, philosophy and theology. I'm your host, Daniel Kelly, and today I wanted to look at the second episode of Season 4 of Strange New Worlds. So they're trying horror again, and I mentioned before in my review of the last season that their horror episodes, they should have leaned more into the horror aspects, and this episode does that. It leans more into it. So first, the spoiler-free version is for Christian parents, what do you need to know if you want to watch this? Well, this is more leaning into horror, so there's a lot of bloody stuff, and I don't think that it's necessarily appropriate if you have kiddos around. Overall, it was an interesting episode, but seemed like a first draft, or not even like a first draft, just mostly like, here's an idea and not a finished idea. So overall, didn't like this episode very much. Really liked that it focused on Kirk. Kirk was in this, and Spock, and their interaction. That was cool. Leon is kind of the main character, Leon, and she is, that's interesting too. It's basically just the three of them, so I really like that. But the story was not well developed. Their horror elements are good in it. It doesn't just rely on jump scares or anything. It has psychological horror. It's got all kinds of body horror, all different kinds of horror elements that if you're into that, I think it used them well. But overall, because it's not really like a finished episode, even though it's self-contained, it's not like, oh, they're going to continue it on later. It just seems very first draft-like. I didn't like it too much. I liked aspects of it. So that's for the spoiler-free part. Now for the spoiler part, more spoiler part, it's kind of focusing on a ship of the damned, right, which is a very interesting concept. This one, I think Voyager even does it better, which is sad because that's not a great Voyager episode, but I love this concept. And okay, what's going on? All these weird things, we found this abandoned ship, we're going through it, we don't have any help from the outside world, and we're trying to figure it out, what's going on, we're trying to escape, and what would evil spirits, however you want to look at it, aliens, whatever, they're just trying to screw with them, what would they be like? So all that's really interesting. It explores Kirk's relationship with his son. That's interesting, and a lot of different dynamics. They retread again, Spock being having trouble with his humanness, which I think that's been done too much. But it has a really good part where Spock meditates and prays, basically, and that helps him. So that's all really cool. The problem is there's this mystery element, which I love. Okay, how are they going to explain all this? And why it is not effective is because they don't explain any of it. It's just like, okay, that stuff happened. We don't know why. It just is. Okay, we don't know the rules. We don't know the rules of how that happened. Just whatever I wanted to write, I wrote, and that is what happened. I can imagine the writer saying, where we wanted these scary things to happen, and yep, that's it happened. Why did it happen? We don't know. We don't know. And I think that's very, very unsatisfying for this, because you don't know the rules. You don't get to figure out the rules, and it's very unsatisfying an ending, and doesn't really have an ending. It doesn't really go anywhere. So overall, interesting episode. I like the season so far, but I think that as a horror episode, this is effective in some ways, but overall, not amazing. I hope that was helpful for you. You have a wonderful day. God bless.